We have fire weather concerns today, but that starts to disappear by tomorrow. We're not entirely in the clear. Santa Ana winds next week. Details ahead.
The red flag warning continues for San Diego. I'm Alex Cheney with more from CAL FIRE on how they're staying prepared.
East Lake residents are on extra high alert this fire season. We'll tell you what the community did to potentially save a home.
The city targets 7 high crash locations for major safety improvements. I'm Abby Black, working for you on how they hope that this could save lives.
Mayor Todd Gloria gives his first State of the City address for his second term, the tough budget decisions that have to be made.
I have no doubt that America's in a position to continue to succeed. That's why my farewell address tonight, I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern.
President Biden delivers his final address to the nation from the Oval Office. CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with a red flag warning that just expired here moments ago, but officials all across Southern California say the fire danger is still far from over. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Anna Laurel, in tonight for Marcella Lee. Gusty winds have died down, but it's still a weather impact day.
We turn now to Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis.
She's tracking the conditions in our area, Carlene.
Yes, so we had a weather impact alert day for today because we still had that red flag warning. But as both of you just mentioned, it expired. So we are no longer talking about that red flag warning, at least for tonight. And so that expired at 6 p.m. Now we still have some dry conditions and we definitely have some calmer winds out there. We had it peaking over the past 24 hours and now things are calming down. So single digits when it comes to our sustained wind speeds. When you look at those gusts, we were in the 20s. We had some in the 70s. We had some that were into the 50s and 60s as well. We had some 20s within the last hour, but those are actually coming down. So we're about 11 miles per hour, still out of the northeast. You're seeing that for Poway and also out of the north, and that is for Mount Laguna at 11 miles per hour, 12 for El Cajon. But here's the thing, we're still dry out there, especially across inland regions where most of our humidity values are in the teens as well as the 20s, but a lot more teens than 20s. So you got 17% relative humidity for Escondido, the same for Fallbrook, and 18% for Julian, and even closer towards the coast, you got 31% for Carlsbad. So our fire weather concerns are going to be going down over the next couple of days. Onshore flow picks up, but we're not done with Santa Ana winds just yet. They look to be in the forecast by next week. We'll get into those details coming up. Hey, Carlo.
All right, thanks, Carlene. And remember, for the latest weather conditions and alerts on the go, you can download our free CBS 8 app from Google Play or the App Store.
Right now, SDG&E is working to restore power it's shut off to customers for safety reasons. So this is their live outage map. The shutoffs are the areas in red. The yellow areas are at risk for potential shutoffs. At last check, there were a little more than 2,200 customers without power, but at least that's fewer than the more than 5,000 last night. People impacted by the safety shutoffs could be without power until tomorrow.
Looks like a large region, but it's sparsely populated area.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is an area map, not a density map.
Covers a big area, but
Yeah.
that's outside of town.
Yeah.
And all week we've been keeping a close eye on the high winds and low humidity because if a fire started, it could lead to potentially explosive growth.
Our Alex Cheney joins us live from CAL FIRE in Rancho San Diego. Alex, you've been keeping an eye on the conditions out there all day. What can you tell us about what you're seeing?
Oh, Carlo, it was a much calmer day outside today. Of course, the red flag warning did just expire a few minutes ago, but that fire weather threat will continue through much of tonight, so it's not over just yet. But yeah, CAL FIRE said today that they still had people in specific areas to be ready just in case a new fire popped up. No major spot fires today in San Diego County, but fire crews are still on high alert. CAL FIRE said today that there are more than 100 CAL FIRE crews in strategic positions around the county who are ready to respond at a moment's notice.
Our goal is to keep all of our fires to 10 acres or less 95% of the time, and that's kind of our goal, to get on these fires as soon as we can with as many resources as we can to protect our citizens and property.
At the CAL FIRE headquarters in Rancho San Diego, their command center, this is the room where CAL FIRE and the Forest Service work together to respond and monitor to any smoke and any potential calls. We caught up with 2 Rancho San Diego residents who told me that they're scared of a fire similar to the LA fires happening in San Diego.
You know, we've had fires here before, but the ones in LA just like look unbearable, you know. I can't imagine us with that, but I mean, yeah, they were scary. I just hope it doesn't come over here,
Could affect the economy, people's breathing that have very bad asthma. I have serious asthma. It could affect the breathing if it came down here possibly.
No spot fires today, but yesterday we caught a few in the afternoon that did grow to a couple acres, but were quickly put out by fire crews. While the red flag warning may be over, that doesn't mean that the fire danger is over. Be prepared at all times. You never know when something might pop up. Reporting here live in Rancho San Diego, I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
All right, Alex, thank you. In the LA area, firefighters are working to fully contain the Eaton and Palisades fires.
As the wind threat dies down, officials are now transitioning into recovery mode. Crews are going through the hardest hit neighborhoods, conducting damage assessments and searching for possible victims. The fires have collectively burned about 38,000 acres. The Palisades fire is now 19% contained, with the Eaton fire at 45% contained. At least 25 deaths are confirmed now, though officials expect the number to rise as there are at least 24 people still reported missing.
FEMA has already received more than 53,000 applications for help and handed out $12 million in basic needs. The agency also has a disaster recovery center helping people get new birth certificates, social security documents, and help for mental health.
Parents to know that we're here to support their whole family, and people of all ages can come and get support from us.
A curfew remains in effect from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the affected areas.
San Diegans have stepped up to help our neighbors to the north. CBS 8's Chris Groh continues our coverage tonight. This from Point Loma, where the Rock Church had a big send-off for items they've collected this week for fire victims.
It's been truly amazing to see this process play out. We were here on Monday when we saw cars that were going through to drop off items to be donated to those LA fire victims. And of course, now we're seeing the finished product, if you will. Take a closer look at these trucks and just how packed they are. There will be 9 trucks that will be leaving to LA tomorrow morning, bringing these to 2 different locations. 5 trucks will be going to the Zoe Church, 4 trucks to the LA Dream Center. And from there, they will be unloaded, but then distributed by those teams there. Now, we are talking about so much for those who are in need right now. 90 pallets total, about containing anything from water, diapers, wipes, new clothing. Again, snacks for those first responders, energy drinks as well, too. There are going to be a lot of people in need, and it's not just the victims. Remember, it's also those who are fighting to make sure that these fires stay away, that they get those battled down, and then continue to clean through the rubble and try to rebuild whenever that begins. We spoke with Pastor Miles McPherson here with the Rock Church. Here's what he had to say about this effort.
In 2007, this was times 100 because we were here right in San Diego and our building was full, the first floor. And so we've lived it. I was evacuated, and the least we can do is say, what does it feel like to be in that? I can't imagine losing my house and my neighbor's house and my family. And so the least we can do is rally our family, church family, to rise up and help.
And of course, we know so many people want to be able to give, especially looking forward into the future. So go to the Rock Church website, click on the disaster relief tab. That's where they'll update you if they continue to do any more work here for those LA wildfire victims. Back to you.
And remember to stay with CBS 8 for the latest on the fires in LA County. We have updates as well as verified resources people can donate to if you're able. It's all posted on CBS8.com. New tonight, despite a staggering $250 million deficit, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is not pessimistic about the future of the city.
He held his State of the City address this afternoon. CBS 8's Richard Allen joins us live from City Hall downtown with more on that. Good evening, Richard.
Well, that's right, and that's a good point. One of the biggest differences, though, in this year's State of the City is that it was not held in the historic Balboa Theater as it has been in past years. This year, it was held in City Council chambers in a sign of austerity, signaling the tough budgetary constraints that the city's up against, especially with that looming $250 million budget deficit.
But this year, I want to primarily focus on the work ahead. Because while our persistence has yielded many achievements to celebrate, the stark financial realities we face today will be a true test of our resolve.
And that $252 million budget shortfall comprises about 12% of the city's overall spending, a deficit the mayor had hoped could have been addressed by the Measure E sales tax on last year's ballot, a measure, though, that voters ultimately rejected. Now, so far, the mayor has frozen all non-essential hiring, and he said today that the city is in the process of evaluating all of the city's current property leases, either ending or renegotiating ones that don't make financial sense for the city. Now, he also pointed out some of the progress made, touting a lower overall crime rate. Now, last year, Gloria had claimed that the city would build at least 1,000 new shelter beds for the homeless. Now, that's a goal that was not realized. But even with these tightening budget constraints, Mayor Gloria also vowed in the coming year to continue tackling San Diego's homelessness crisis, specifically mentioning the H Barracks safe sleeping site near the airport. And while the mayor said that the city would do its part, he also called out the county and the state, saying that both need to do their fair share when it comes to shelters, services, and mental health resources for the homeless. And while not specifically naming names today, he said other cities in our region also need to shoulder the burden.
To have land where they can create a safe sleeping program, and they too can choose to build more housing. It's long past time for all cities in this county to do their part and not simply rely on you, the taxpayers of this city, to continue to foot the bill.
And the mayor also said that the city will focus on creating more housing for working class families, including more starter homes like townhouses and condos. We'll have much more coming up on CBS 8 News at 11 p.m. Carlo and Anna.
Look forward to that. Thanks, Richard. The debt President Biden is clearing for former students of a San Diego-based school, that's still ahead.
Plus, the new push to improve dangerous intersections across the city of San Diego.
And the devastating fires in Los Angeles have some people in East Lake on edge. We're going to show you how they're coming together to protect a home that they believe could be key to saving their entire neighborhood. That's after this.